What should I do? I woke up feeling terribly stressed and started off the day with some cold sake. A week had passed since Kana made that request of me, but Akari still wasn't letting me join her.
だから危ないからダメって言ってるでしょ。認められません。しつこいわね。ダメなものはダメなの。
So she said, but she was totally unapproachable in situations like these. After school ended, I would go on quote-unquote walks or jogs near Akari every day without asking her. I ended up emailing Aoi yesterday and told her I was out on a jog again too. I was effectively going out with her on patrol, but it was impossible to have anything resembling a conversation. We were running around constantly and hadn't done anything remotely related to catching the fake Ura. How should I handle this? I scratched my head and gulped down the rest of the booze in my glass. I was desperate for Akari to let me tag along with her on patrol with her, but how could I convince her? Screwing around here wasn't going to accomplish anything. Maybe going out on a walk would help. I eventually changed into my street clothes and headed out, took a deep breath and stretched when... I ran into Akari, who was wearing her gym uniform while she was out for a brisk jog. Hey Akari, morning.
Hey, ohayo. 意外と早起きなのね。この前は思いっきり寝坊していたのに。
I'm a relatively healthy guy as long as I don't stay up late. Between the two of us, you're the one who seems to be really going at it. Do you go jogging every morning?
よくわかったわね。習慣みたいなものだから、毎日やらないと気持ち悪くて。
I see. That was the diligent Akari I knew. Diligent as ever, I see. It didn't look like she was pursuing the fake Ura at the moment either. Going to run some more?
ええ、さっき出たばかりだもの。
Going out on a jog with Akari, partially to deepen our friendship, sounded entertaining. Alright, in that case, I'll join you. Wait there for a second.
ちょっと、ケイスケ?
Let me see, my gym uniform. Oh, there it was. Come to think of it, Akari was still borrowing one of my gym uniforms. She seemed pretty busy with all the commotion surrounding the fake Ura incident, but I had a spare, so whatever. Thanks for waiting. I'm all set to go.
もう、どうしてあなたは人の返事を待たないのかしら?
Sorry about that. This was a rare opportunity, so I figured I could run with you. So why not? You're not out on patrol, right?
まあ、そうだけど。でもあなた、走り込みする必要あるの? いつも私が先に値を上げるくらいタフなのに。
Our after-school jogs, or quote-unquote patrols, always ended when Akari ran out of stamina. She seemed a little self-conscious about it and was pouting. She could be a sore loser at times, but that childish side to her was endearing. Come on, don't say that. I don't hate running either. I bet I was a horse in a past life. I guess I'll give up if you really don't want to hang out with me.
誰も嫌だなんて言ってないじゃない。ほんとあなたって強引なんだから。
Thank you. Okay, shall we?
まったく、仕方ないわね。
Early mornings were so quiet on Miyajima. There were hardly any cars in the street, and it was a comfortable, carefree setting. The refreshing feeling of running in the brisk air and basking in the sparkling morning sun was something you couldn't enjoy in the city. This island's a great place, huh? Clean air, great sights. Going on runs feels great.
気に入ってくれた?
Yeah, very much so.
本当? それはすごく嬉しいな。外から来た人にそう言ってもらえるのは島民冥利に尽きるってものよ。
She must have loved this island a lot. It was charming to see her in such a great mood. By the way, have you lived here your entire life?
前にも言ったけど、この島から出たことないのよ。ケイスケはあっちこっち回ってるんだっけ?
Yeah, pretty much all over, from the north to the south, I guess. I never really settled down in one place.
そうなんだ。
Even from my point of view, this island seems like a great place. At the very least, it would be nice if I could stick around until graduation. That was how I genuinely felt. This was a truly cozy island. I would probably have to leave once my job was finished, but I hoped I could stay on this island for a while.
そっか、そんなに気に入ってくれたなら、いいところに案内してあげる。ついてきて。
Huh? Hey, wait! Akari was grinning from ear to ear, and I quickly followed after her. She reminded me of a puppy wagging its tail. When we went over the mountain roads, we finally arrived at a beautifully arranged white sandy beach.
ほら見て。ここすっごく綺麗でしょ?
Wow, it is amazing. You'd never know something so pretty was here just from looking at the map. The beach had been scrupulously maintained without a single speck of trash. The white color of the sand was likely due to the coral sand referred to as stardust. From the beachfront there was a path which led to an isolated island out a short ways in the open water. It looked like you could cross on foot. The sand is a gorgeous shade of white and makes for a picture-perfect scene with that island there.
いいでしょう。ちなみに孤島への道はサンゴの道って呼ばれていてね、潮の満ち引きの影響で朝と夕方にだけ浮かび上がるの。
Oh yeah? Why don't we head over there then?
そんなことよりジョギング続けましょう。
No way, this is a special occasion, so show me around to the island a little.
ダメ。
Why not? Don't be like that. Okay then, I'll head out first.
ちょっと待ちなさいよ、ケイスケ。
Hey, what's the hold up?
もうほんと人の話を聞かないんだから。
Wow, so this is the isolated island. Wait, what's this? After running out to the island, a certain something resembling a prayer plaque was hanging off the branches of the thick growth of trees at the island's center. I tried picking it up. I pray that I can be with Yoshiki forever, Keiko. I tried reading a few entries, but they were all heartburn-inducing entries from couples. What in the world is this prayer plaque?
それはそのカップルが一緒にこの島に渡ると幸せになれるって言い伝えがあるの。エマはその記念みたいなものよ。
There's no archway or shrine for that though.
だから記念みたいなものだって言ったでしょ。
I guess that makes sense. Couples would mean, My eyes suddenly met Akari's. Akari immediately blushed and looked away, leaving me feeling oddly shy. Couples crossing over to this island would find happiness, huh?
私たちはカップルじゃないんだからノーカウントよ。それに一人ずつ渡ったし、一緒に渡ったってことにはならないんだから。
Yeah, I got it. Just calm down, okay?
もう帰りましょう。遅刻しちゃうから。
Sure. Now it made sense why Akari was so opposed to come to this island. What a bashful, adorable woman she was. Following our departure, we crossed the mountain path and made our way back to the usual road. It was then that I suddenly realized something. It just occurred to me.
何よ。
Didn't we cross the coral path together on the way back? Wouldn't that mean...
そのただの言い伝えなんだし、気にする方がおか らしいわ。
Or so she said, but she seemed really bothered by it. A couple, huh? Oh, no, no, no. I couldn't help but feel bashful with her at my side.
ちょっと黙ってないで何か言いなさいよ。
Yeah, you're totally right. It's just a legend.
そうよ、言い伝えだから。
Why don't we head back?
そうね。
The air felt heavy between us, which made it difficult to have anything resembling a conversation. We eventually found ourselves at the crossroads leading to our dorms. I wanted to improve our relationship, but maybe I'd done the opposite. After that, I went back to my dorm and took a brisk shower to try and cool my flushed body. The odd embarrassment I felt washed away with it. About the time I finished getting ready and headed to school, I had settled down and realized my stomach was rumbling. I never got a chance to eat breakfast. Crap, didn't look like I had time to make a trip downtown either, so maybe I could just buy something at the school store. In the course of walking to school, I found Akari and Aoi standing together at the crossroads to the women's dorm.
あー、来た来た。おはよう、兄ちゃん。
Yeah, morning. Kinda rare to see you two together, huh? What's up, Aka? Before I could finish asking, Akari jogged up and handed me a paper bag.
はい、この前借りた体操服。
Thanks. I took the bag and inadvertently stared at her face. Her face was the faintest shade of red. What happened this morning must have still been bugging her. Well, the feeling was certainly mutual.
その、貸してくれて助かったわ。返すの遅れちゃってごめんね。
Oh nah, it's not like it put me out or anything, really.
うん、それでもごめんね。学校で直接渡すのちょっと恥ずかしくて。あ、ちゃんと洗濯しといたから、乾燥機にも入れたから、匂いとかついてないはずだから。
Right, I see. Going to the effort of bagging and returning it was certainly a girlish gesture. If I'd lent it to another guy, they would have washed it but wouldn't have packaged it up so neatly.
それからちょっと耳貸して。
What is it?
いい？二人であの道を渡ったことは誰にも言っちゃダメだからね。
Okay, it's a promise. It was so nice though. There are so many pretty spots on this island, huh? Could we go jogging together again sometime?
あの島以外ならまあいいけど。
Akari nodded as her cheeks flushed a light shade of pink. Thank goodness she didn't seem to hate me after this morning. That was a small relief. The reason Akari tried to keep me at a distance was likely out of the kindness of her heart and not wanting to risk putting me in danger. Just as I thought, she was such a nice girl.
二人して何こそこそ話してるんですか？何、葵ちゃん。
Aoi popped up and barged her way into the middle of our private conversation. Then she held out a lunchbox as a way of deliberately splitting Akari and I apart.
はいお兄ちゃん、お弁当だよ。
Sure, thank you.
それとちょっとこっち来てお兄ちゃん。
Ah! Ow, ow, ow! Don't tug on my ear! Aoi was the one pulling me by the ear this time around.
ねえ、朝二人でどこに行ってたの？妙に仲良くなってるみたいだけど。
Huh? Oh, I ran into Akari in front of the dorm and we went on a jog. That's all.
本当にジョギングだけ？まさか二人で愛のエクササイズとかしてないよね？
What the hell? We just went on a plain, ordinary jog. You have such strange ideas.
でも 2人ともそろそろ行かないと遅刻しちゃうんだけど。
At Akari's prompting, Aoi begrudgingly started moving. Unbelievable. That brother complex of hers was really causing me problems, accusing Akari and I of engaging in something like that.
ほら、ケイスケも急いで。
Right. Yeah, she may not have been completely wrong.
3辺が分かっている時の三角形の面積の求め方は去年やったな。まずは軽くおさらいだ。サイン A を A、B、C で表せばいい。よって余弦定理の公式を使って。
Oof, I sucked at math. I couldn't even begin to make sense of what Sensei was saying. What use was this going to be once I went out into the world? Shouldn't addition, subtraction, multiplication and division be plenty? Damn it.
で、ここの数式はこう。
Oh, not only was this getting more incomprehensible by the minute, the sound of the chalk was oddly pleasing to my ears. I woke up earlier than usual, so I was getting pretty sleepy at this point.
マイナス A プラス B プラス C イコール2カッコ S マイナス A カッコ閉じ。
G.
で、式はこうなるわけだ。この公式を何というか、鬼物宮。
ヘロンの公式です。
そうだ。1年の問題ではあるが、ボーナス問題としてテストに出してやる。ちゃんと解けるようにしとけよ。じゃ、次の例題を浦部。おい、浦部。
ちょっとケイスケ、ケイスケ。
G.
俺の授業で居眠りといい度胸をして。
Bloodlust. My body moved on reflex. Before I knew it, I caught and stopped the chalk between my fingers, just like the post-apocalyptic savior would. Who?
すげえ。玉彦先生の弾丸チョークを。西真空派。浦部、ただもんじゃねえ。
Shit. I responded on reflex.
浦部圭介、俺のチョークを受け止めたことは褒めてやる。だがな、授業中に寝るな、バカ者。
Ow!
今度舐めた真似をしてみろ。放課後にみっちりしごいてやる。泣いたり笑ったりできなくしてやる。
What sort of demonic sergeant are you?
返事はどうした？
Sir! Yes, sir! Boo-hoo-hoo. Not only did I get yelled at, he took away my time after school too. Harsh. I would have to be extra careful not to doze off in class again after this.
よし、今日はここまで。ちゃんと復習しておくように。わかったな、浦部圭介。
Sir! Yes, sir! Bwah! He had me in his sights now.
やあ、災難だったね。
自業自得とも言うけど。まあまあ、ともあれ、お昼にしませんか？
Yeah, let's eat up and recharge our batteries. I was very happy I was able to make the sort of friends I could eat meals with so soon after coming to this island. I'd flown solo throughout my long chain of school transfers, but just like with booze and a good meal, eating with friends made everything taste so much better.
いらっしゃいませ。
Hello! Sorry to keep you waiting.
いえいえ、私も今来たところですから。なんて言うと、なんだか私たち恋人同士みたいですね。
Ha ha ha! I've got no complaints hearing that from a beautiful woman like you, senpai.
あ、玉彦先生。
Noah? I quickly turned around, but... Huh? Hey you! There's nobody there.
お兄様は 臨時職員会議があって今日は来られませんよ。
よほどさっきの件が答えたと見えるね。
さっきの件？
実はケイスケが。
Hey, knock it off. Don't expose my shame to senpai. I covered Kumakichi's mouth, but...
ペロペロペロペロペロ。
Gah! That beast put his tongue on my hand. That wild animal licked me. Nasty!
僕の口を塞ごうだなんて10年早いよ。
You bastard. What a nasty trick. I mean tongue.
汚いのはケイスケの手の方じゃないか。どうせ舐めるならカナの手が良かったのに。
Damn you.
あんた筋金入りの変態ね。兄様。
After I washed my defiled hand and returned with tears in my eyes, I learned Senpai had been brought up to speed on the incident in the classroom.
ダメですよ、ケイスケ君。授業中に居眠りしちゃう。
Yes, I will be careful.
じゃあ、お昼にしましょう。そうしましょう。お腹ペコペコよ。
I had things I wanted to say to Akari and Kumakichi, but I was equally hungry myself. I held back and opened up my bundle of lunch with everyone else.
イタさんのお弁当は今日も美味しそうだ。
Kana and Kumakichi's lunches were extravagant as usual and in an entirely different league from our own. Otome-senpai was having sandwiches today. She was off humming a tune to herself as she poured and enjoyed the black tea from its bottle. She was in a different league herself, in a different sense. They looked like fancy shrimp club sandwiches with a beautiful red jam in the middle. What's with that sandwich? For some reason, it was shining.
よしと。やっぱりこれがなくっちゃね。
Before digging into her lunch, Akari cheerfully pulled out that sweet, thick, rich nectar she'd treated me to before. Don't tell me you're drinking that with your meal.
いいじゃない、好きなんだから。
Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Compared to the others, Akari's lunch didn't have anything like shrimp or teriyaki. However, it had a golden roasted omelette, fish with spinach, and other fare that kept balanced nutrition in mind. It had a familiar feel to it, the sort that set a perfectly warm ambience. Her lunch was almost like one your mom might make. Also, everyone's meals had their own unique sizes and shapes. Otome had the smallest lunch, then Kana, followed by Akari. She was physically active, so it made sense that she would eat more.
何？人のお弁当をジロジロ見て。
Oh, just thinking you're a pretty big eater.
悪い？別に太ってはいないと思うんだけど。
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it like that. You're not fat at all, so don't worry. In fact, you're kind of on the thin side.
そう？
Yeah, really. Now then, my lunches. I untied my bundle and opened the lid to my lunchbox. Of course, this would probably be Aoi's usual avant-garde style homemade lunchbox. I didn't hold out any hope for it visually from the start. The taste was always solid in spite of that, and she'd prepared a rather large lunch for me today. I was grateful that it was at least edible. Huh? However, when I saw what lay there, I went stiff. Ke?
日の丸弁当？
Just as Akari said, there was a red pickled plum enshrined straight in the middle of the glossy, bright white plain of rice. It was a historically accurate representation of a Hinomaru lunchbox, which carried one of Japan's oldest culinary traditions into the modern era.
ケイスケ、葵ちゃんに何をしたんだい？
I'm not sure.
まさか妹の部屋に忍び込んで下着をくんかくんか。許せないよ、浦部圭介。
You're the only one who would do something like that, you perverted bear. No ordinary person would think of crap like that.
Ow!
After knocking Kumakichi over, I looked back at my lunchbox again. It was a fine Hinomaru lunchbox through and through. Well, I guess having the pickled plum was better than nothing. Nah, that's fine. Getting to eat white rice is perfect. Just perfect. Thanks for the meal. Munch. Damn, this pickled plum is delicious. This rice is so tasty. Hooray for Japan, the country of rice. If you're Japanese, you gotta eat rice. The rice actually was delicious. Slightly sweet even. But I wonder why I felt so defeated. Kuh. Time to drown my sorrows with rice.
仕方ないわね。あまりいいものじゃないけど、私のおかず少し分けてあげる。
Akari offered me a piece of her Hamburg steak, which was covered in ketchup sauce and cut to the size of a lunchbox. Oh, Akari, you're a true friend. I merely bit into the precious protein and scarfed it down. Yup, perfect seasoning. This was pretty delicious, even cold. Yeah, this is amazing. I'd assume you made it?
口にあってよかったわ。
You really are a great cook, Akari. I do kind of get to the impression you can do anything, not just cook though.
何でもできて当たり前って言われて育ってきたからね。あかりちゃん。
A given that she could do anything, huh? Being able to do anything was pretty incredible all on its own, but I guess that just showed how strict the Kibitsumiya household could be. Maybe Akari's strained relationship with her family had something to do with the strict discipline they employed. Not that thinking about that here and now would do any good. For the time being, I needed to do something about this subtle yet heavy mood. The only option I had was to chow down and play it off. Munch. Wow, this Hamburg steak is seriously tasty. Really kicks my meal up a notch.
ありがとう。これも食べてみる？
Yeah, sorry about this, Akari-san. This was a dish I'd never seen before. Fish, sausage, stir-fry sprinkled with shiso leaf. The smell of shiso, as well as the gentle and nostalgic flavor of fish sausage, spread through my mouth. Yeah, this would make a perfect side dish with a nice, stiff drink. Your lunch is pretty elaborate. Do you like cooking, Akari?
ええ。この島じゃ外食できるところなんてあまりないし、自分好みに安く作ろうと思ったら自炊するしかないし。
I see. I think that's a great thing, though. You'll make a great wife.
そう？
Yeah, I guarantee it.
ありがとう。卵焼きも食べてみる？
I'd love to, but you won't go hungry, right?
大丈夫。いっぱいあるから。
You sure? I'll help myself then. Munch. Oh, yeah, delish. Man, that calm and happy expression on her face was too adorable for words.
お二人ともいい雰囲気ですね。あかりちゃんが奥さんになる日も近いですね。
Goof!
いきなり何ですか？どうしてそういう話になるんですか？あら、ではあかりちゃんはケイスケくんのお嫁さんにはならないと。それはそのなら私もお嫁さん候補に立候補しちゃおうかな。はい、ケイスケくん。
Four? This is... Otome-senpai spoke in the same sweet tone you'd expect of a new wife as she gently presented her sandwich to me with flushed cheeks.
ほらほら、今日のは自信作なんです。あんしてくださいな。
No, I can eat on my own.
遠慮なさらないでください。私があんして差し上げたいんです。
ケイスケ、なんてラッキーな男。学園のマドンナ乙女先輩にあんしてもらえるなんて。
Kumakichi did have a point. Opportunities like this, especially when it was a hottie like senpai, didn't come around that often. I'd never run into a situation like this before. I was super embarrassed, but it really was the chance of a lifetime. Kumakichi, thanks. You have opened my eyes.
分かってくれたかい？
Yeah, as such, senpai, I'll happily take you up on your offer.
ちゃんと召し上がれ。
With fiery hot passion burning in my heart, I took a bite of the sandwich senpai held out to me. More? And in that moment, the extremely familiar flavor of an ingredient I never would have imagined making a good partner to bread spread through my mouth. Oh, this is marinated mackerel?
意外かもしれませんが、美味しいんですよ。
Yes, this is great. Nom nom. The horseradish gives it a good tingle. Yeah. Booze. This flavor makes me want to chug down some booze.
ご感想は？
It's so delicious. I think I might die.
ありがとうございます。
Are you a goddess?
ケイスケくんたら大げさですね。乙女先輩の方がお嫁さん候補に近いんじゃないですか？あーんとかして喜んでるくらいですし、ケイスケもまんざらでもなさそうですし。あらあら、焼き餅ですか？違います。
That makes me kinda sad, actually.
何言ってるのよ。そんな意地を張ってないで、あかりちゃんもあーんしましょうよ。楽しいですよ。私はいいです。恋人でもないのにそんなことできません。そうですか。じゃあかなちゃんやってみませんか？私ですか？
なんだって？それはもしかして僕にしてくれるって流れかな？
いいものですよ。殿方にあーんってするの。じゃあ私の手作りではなくて申し訳ないのですが、
The way she shyly held out her side dish was so pure and wonderful. Well, it's a rare occasion and all, so, nom nom. Wow, this was definitely a meal prepared by an experienced chef. It was refined and had an outstanding flavor. Very good.
初めてあーんしちゃいました。
かなた、僕にもあーんしておくれよ。
兄様にはちゃんとおかずがあるじゃないですか。
ケイスケ、今は君を殺したいほど妬ましい。まさか日の丸弁当がフラグだったとは。
あとはあかりちゃんだけですね。嫌です。そんな恥ずかしいことできません。あらあら、あかりちゃんには無理でしたか。そうね。無理なんかじゃないですけど。でもレッツあーん。やはり無理ですか。まあウブなあかりちゃんにはできなくても仕方ありませんね。では続いて私がケイスケ、口開けて。
Huh? Akari went beet red, her mouth tapered at the corners as she held out one of her side dishes. Any way you looked at it, she definitely looked like she was forcing herself. No, it's okay. You already gave me some of your food.
いいから口を開けなさい。あんくらい簡単なんだから。
Akari replied, strutting a bit out in front of her. The total lack of embarrassment that was present when Senpai did it made me both happy and lonely at the same time.
あかりちゃん、ちゃんとあーんって言わないとダメですよ。そんなルールいつ決まったんですか？あらあら、できないんですか？やはりここはそれくらいできます。できますけど。
Akari's face was so red it looked like a ripe apple. Yeah, this really didn't match her personality, so of course she would be forcing herself. I was starting to feel a little bad for her. Akari, you don't need to force yourself, okay? Like I said, it's alright. Senpai, please stop instigating her so much.
あかりちゃんは頑張り屋さんですから。
Ah, I knew it. She was doing it on purpose. Otome Senpai was provoking Akari just because she thought it'd be funny. Should I say that Akari had a pretty strong fighting spirit? No, it'd be more accurate to say she had no goading resistance whatsoever. Definitely the type that would be easily manipulated and go bead red if she went on a certain anonymous online message board.
ほら、ケイスケ、
Akari sounded desperate at that point, but her stubbornness overpowered her obvious embarrassment. This entire thing had gone off the rails, but I may as well accept my fate now that we'd come this far. Alright, got it. Challenge accepted. On that note,
いやー、お兄ちゃんごめんね。おかずを渡すの忘れ。
Aoi stood on the other side of the door, which she'd suddenly flung open and was frozen solid. Talk about bad timing. This must have been how a cheating husband felt when he got caught. Oof, talk about relatable.
おい、葵、中に入らないのか？なんだお前たち。いつの間にそういう仲になったのだ？違う、これは。
With Kureha's calm eyes upon her, Akari's face instantly boiled, almost like an empty kettle on an open flame.
見ての通り、あかりちゃんがケイスケくんにあーんしていたんですよ。ラブラブです。お兄ちゃん、やっぱりあかりさんのことを愛して、できて、妊娠。
That escalated quickly.
そうよ、違うのよ。これは先輩がやれって言うから。くーちゃん、食堂行こっか。余っちゃったおかず一緒に食べよう。委員会室で食べるのではなかったのか？私も先輩たちに言おうが。いいから来なさい。おい、向こうで私を引きずるんじゃない。ちょっと怖いぞお前。
Hey, come back, Aoi! Come back with the side dishes!
葵ちゃん、誤解。さっきのは誤解なのよ。あらあら、まあまあ、大変なことになってきましたね。誰のせいだと思ってるんですか？
Boo-hoo-hoo, I may have gotten a couple of perks out of it, but it looked like I wouldn't be eating Aoi's cooking for a while.
よし、今日はここまでだ。気をつけて帰れよ。
Akari quietly stood from her seat when homeroom ended. Her chair would usually cry out with a gruff screech from under her, but she was acting like a calm, refined lady today. I felt somewhat uneasy, quickly packed up my belongings, and rushed over to her side. Hey, you seem kind of calm today, huh?
そう？
You usually seem like you're in more of a rush. Your eyes get all slanted, and your mouth just kind of goes humph into this half frown. I lifted up the edges of my eyes with my fingers and distorted my mouth to give my best impression.
そんな顔してないわよ。
No, you totally have, right, Kana? Kana just happened to finish getting ready to leave, so I turned the conversation over to her.
何のお話ですか？
About how Akari's been making faces like this when she goes home lately. Look! I showed Kana my same impression from earlier.
はい、よく似てると思います。カナまで笑うことないじゃない。私そんな顔してないってば。ごめんね、あかりちゃん。でもそうですね。1週間前に比べたらちょっとだけ穏やかになったかもですね。
Having said that, Kana flashed me a brief, meaningful glance. Yeah, you might be right about that. She was so full of energy, even an Oni would hightail it from her barefooted.
桃太郎なだけにです。
Yeah, haha.
何を二人して言いたい放題言ってくれちゃって。偽裏大使なんだから真剣に当たって何が悪いのよ。
Haha, sorry. True enough. You're going out on patrol again today, right?
そうしたいのは山々だけど、今日はバイトが入っちゃって。バイト？ええ、シフトミスってたらしくて、今日はクレハしかいないのよ。店長に電話越しにマジ泣きされてね。そうなんだ。それは困ったね。
Yeah, that's amazing though. You're taking on more work, even when you've got your hands full with this fake Ura thing.
そっかな。
Yeah, you always look so fired up when you go out on your patrols, and yet you prioritize your manager's request.
まあ、誰かさんのせいで最近なんだかジョギングしてるだけのような気もするけどね。
Oh, hahaha, sorry.
冗談よ。ま、パトロールも大事だけど、ある程度はバイトにも出ないと食べていけないしね。仕方ないわ。
Won't be able to eat? Is your family not supporting you financially?
断ってる。家を出たのは私の意思だもの。あの人に実家に頼るつもりは毛頭ないわ。
Akari had that same intense look in her eyes when she pursued the fake Ura.
あかりちゃん。ってごめん、変なこと言ったわね。忘れて。
It sounded like Akari's home life was less than perfect. Despite her level-headed nature, she sure was prone to childish ideas and mannerisms. I couldn't help but sigh at that realization.
何よ、そのため息は。
If you want me to forget about what you just said, then I will. However, I want to say something first.
何？
In the grand scheme of things, our accomplishments don't really amount to much. We're all small, insignificant beings who need the help of the adults around us to survive. Why are you so hell-bent on flying solo and asserting yourself? Pushing yourself isn't going to suddenly make you an adult.
ケイスケさん。そんなこと分かってる。だから早く自活できるように勉強してるのよ。
You're going to run yourself into the ground if you keep this up, like what happened with your daily patrols.
余計なお世話よ。放っておいて。
All eyes were on us when Akari's booming voice echoed throughout the classroom. Akari must have noticed as well. She quickly clamped her mouth shut and then, after a moment of silence, shouted.
帰る。
She turned her back to me and bolted out into the hallway.
ケイスケさん、言い過ぎですよ。
Sorry, looking at her kind of set me off.
ですが、ケイスケさんがああ言ってくれて、少しだけほっとしました。
Why is that?
あかりちゃんはいい子ですし、常にまっすぐな性格をしています。ですが、過ちを犯さないというわけではありません。何かを誤ったとき、本当は誰かあかりちゃんを叱る人が必要だと思うんです。でも、家庭の事情もありますし、この島で吉備津宮家の人間に強く言える人は少なくて。
What about you, Kana? Even Kumakichi or Otome-senpai would work too. She can get pretty bull-headed, but shouldn't friends speak up in times like these?
はい。ケイスケさんのおっしゃる通りです。ですが、私は坂上家の当主ですから、いくら幼なじみとはいえ、御三家のお家事情に踏み込んだことを発言すると、いろいろと大ごとになってしまうんです。
That's... No matter what obligations they may have, wasn't overcoming those obstacles and speaking out something real friends were supposed to do, especially if she treasured her. Still, I wasn't intimately familiar with the inner workings of the three great families, so this may not have been an appropriate time for me, an outsider, to butt in. Obligations, huh? The three great families sound like they have lots of problems.
そうですね。
My tone suddenly grew gloomy and made it sound like I was mocking the situation. This sort of behavior wasn't good, especially when Kana had done nothing wrong. Sorry, I should just keep my mouth shut.
いえ、 気にしないでください。圭介さんの言うことは正しいです。圭介さん、また一つお願いをしてもいいでしょうか。
What is it?
今お話しした事情がありまして、あかりちゃんのお母様も私たちもあかりちゃんを叱るのは難しいんです。ですから、
You're asking me to do it?
はい、先ほどのようにきちんとおっしゃってくださる方は、圭介さんみたいな人はそういなくて。
So I get to play the bad guy?
ごめんなさい。ですが、このようなことを頼める人は圭介さんしかいないんです。お願いします。
Kana pleaded, and just like she had done before, bowed her head deeply. Looks like I don't have a choice. You're a sly one, Kana. Who could say no after something like that?
ありがとうございます。それと、本当にすみません。
This whole thing was weighing on me pretty heavily, especially after what happened with Akari earlier, but I had to make it work somehow. There was an air of hostility between us that I hated. Perhaps I really had gone too far. Yeah, I understand. In that case, I'll go patch things up with her in a little bit.
はい、ありがとうございます。お願いします。
Just like last time, I waved to Kana and left the classroom. Okay, I guess it was about time I cleared the air with a certain ticked-off lady. Hey Akari, wait up a sec.
何の用？
When I hurried outside and called out to her, she glared at me with one hell of a look. Ugh, she must have been livid. I guess I should be grateful that she even responded at all. Well, I feel like I went too far and I wanted to apologize. I really am sorry.
謝られても私考え方は変えないわよ。
Well, opinions like mine exist too is all. Just try and give it some thought when you can.
そんな必要ないわ。時間の無駄よ。
Oh boy, talk about stubborn.
いいから放っておいて。それと、いつまでついてくる気？私はこれからバイトで忙しいんだけど。
Harsh, but this was a battle I couldn't lose. Come on, don't be like that. I was thinking of supporting the place you work as my way of apologizing.
勝手にしなさい。
As if to say that was the end of our conversation, Akari turned her back to me and walked off. We didn't have any real conversation after that, and just as the sun began to set, we arrived at the tea kettle.